Hey everyone, welcome back to Cincy's Deer Recovery. This one's a little different. Unfortunately, I lost some of the footage while editing. My computer's older and I was juggling multiple projects at once. I ended up clearing the SD card and I lost some files. But anyways, this is a meaningful track. It's one of the first ones that was shot actually on camera, and I still want to share the story and what we took away from it. This was during youth rifle season for a friend's brother's boy. The deer was shot the evening before, and with the amount of blood, it wasn't a lot, but it was enough to track. And it being late, they tracked it to the creek, decided to call it, and decided to get a dog in for extra support. When we got there, we crossed that creek on the untouched ground, which is always a good sign with deer tracking. And there was just one challenge. There was 2 deer killed on that same property the night before. So it added a little bit of uncertainty about the scent and where Cincy was going and when we were following her.
Yeah, right at that corner.
Though this track was unsuccessful, there was some big takeaways. I learned to always start my tracking app right at the beginning. We advanced the trail up what ended up being the shape of a question mark. The dog worked fast and sometimes would skip sections of blood. But we got to a point where we lost blood and we circled back and we somehow got on the same line we already covered. And we basically worked back towards the start. That cost us time and energy. At that point, everyone involved was physically and mentally spent. This was a longer track. Tracking can really take a toll on you, not just the walking, but the thinking and decision-making, whether you're trusting the dog or not trusting the dog. I really like this track because me and the hunters, we worked as a team. Sometimes they were on it last blood, since you would lead ahead and find it, and we were able to advance the track with them. Other times, since you would make a wrong turn, and they were kind of able to call us back because they were able to see blood a little bit further. So that was super appreciative and super valued.
We jumped one when we went in there, all the way on the rock.
So we got to a point where we're both standing, we kind of talked it out a little bit, talked about the trail, the direction we gone. And at one point in the track where we lost last blood, since he was really trying to go a certain direction, I fully didn't trust her at this point. But as we were talking, kind of thinking through a game plan, I suggested we do one more time up there. And lo and behold, since he pushed the track a little bit more forward, advanced it, I thought she was on good blood. I'm calling out left and right. There's just one problem. There's one point, I'm following this track pretty consistently. The hunter calls out blood in a different direction. So really confusing. I think it makes it a challenge when more than one deer are killed in this area. So there's 3 blood trails that were here. And it got to a point where we figured the deer was going to live, and we just decided to call it. But definitely what we saw, it was bright red muscular blood. And how the deer ran off, I just figured it wasn't a low hit. So I'm scratching my head where this deer was hit. Maybe you can judge from the video, but the amount of blood, this deer is likely going to survive.
Leaf over here. All right, so my GoPro died. Very confusing track. The track made a question mark. We backtracked, kind of questioning it, talking it over. We pieced the puzzles together. We went to last blood. Dog was really pulling to the right. I didn't listen to her. But as we talked with the hunter more and more, we said we better give this a shot. So we're on fresh blood here, and we're going to work it out a little bit.
And with this video, I wanted to take some time to reflect. This is our 11th track of the season. We're in double digits. We've recovered 5 deer at this time out of all 11. I do truly believe we haven't left a dead one in the woods. A lot of shoulder shots that were going on. And this shot here, just with the blood, it's not a fatal shot. But not every track ends in success. That's the biggest thing with dog tracking. Recovery rates, I say it all the time, it's about 35%. As an average, but even though it doesn't end in success of finding the deer, each one teaches us something new, whether it's about the dog, about ourselves, or we're able to teach something to the hunter. I'm sure you guys can see tracking with Cincy has truly turned into an obsession of mine. It's a ton of fun. She's really impressed me with how she's handled these trails, especially older ones. in our practice and our training, we were going nowhere near these marks, and now a 24-hour-old track is no issues.
But also, like, if she gets, she'll stay
And I
with
wanted
it.
to take a time to express
But also
gratitude.
what she'll do,
It's
if she
been
gets
very nice, the
snagged, is she'll
support we've
just
been
stand there
getting
and
here
look
at
at me and
Cincy's
wag her
Deer
tail, do the same
Recovery.
thing.
The encouragement, the comments, the feedback, it honestly fuels us to keep posting content. And yeah, some of the suggestions, as I said, we're new, so I'm really taken to heart. But I know with online stuff, you got to be careful.
start her
But
by that
luckily,
plug
I
there.
feel like we have a good community here. And I've also been reflecting a lot whether I should post only our successful tracks or keep sharing all the tracks. When I first started, I've posting to document almost to keep this cemented so I can go back and look. And with Cincy being a young dog, hopefully there's a lot of these. But I know everyone has their own taste of what they want to see or what they don't want to see. But for now, I'm continuing to share every track, win or lose, because each one has a lesson. And going back through the footage also really helps me reflect and learn from Cincy's tells. But give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. And I also want to take time to thank my girlfriend for putting up with my antics, my early mornings gone and my late nights out. Headed out on these adventures to help hunters find their deer or at least get peace of mind that they didn't leave one in the woods. We are just getting started here with Cincy's Deer Recovery and learning as we go. But super appreciative, as I said earlier, the community's been awesome. Your feedback really does matter to me, so let us know what you think, what kind of tracks or videos you want to see next. Can't thank you guys enough for all the support. We're going to keep tracking, keep learning, and keep hopefully bringing you some good stories along the way. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll be in touch. Thanks for watching and following along with Cincy's deer tracking journey. Be sure to subscribe to tune in to check us out on our next track.